looking for trouble, you came to the right place. If you're looking for trouble, look right in my face.
He had no idea what he had done.
Before you even heard about this role, this project, who was Elvis to you? Did he have any meaning for you?
I knew about Elvis through my grandma and through my mother. My grandma was in high school in the 50s, so I had the music of the 50s in the house. And but that was a lot of, Blue Suede Shoes, Heartbreak Hotel, Hound Dog, that sort of time period. But I didn't know much about his life, so that was the real gold mine for me, was getting to learn everything I possibly could about his life.
Was there something about his life that surprised you?
Yeah, many things. I mean, it's putting his life in context, putting this icon in context. And because we often look at people like that and we think they just appeared. And for me, it was learning things like the fact that he was a twin and all the psychological implications of that, and what that does to you when you're a twinless twin, and being raised in one of the few white houses in a black neighborhood, and now we don't have Elvis without black music and black culture. I mean, that his style, his musical influences, I mean, all of that in context was so fascinating to me.
I thought Austin Butler was extraordinary.
Yes, he is.
And
I think so.
what was kind of more important to you, that you captured the essence of Elvis, or just the overall spectacle?
I mean, think about it. Elvis is the most impersonated person on the planet. Mm-hmm. So you don't want an impersonation. And I was just saying earlier, a very, very, very well-known musician friend of mine said, Elvis, And he saw the film and he said, you know what, I just feel like I met someone I didn't know, a new person. And what happened with the screening with Priscilla, she said, oh God, all my life, she's just every breath, every move, it's she said, if my husband was here, she would say to Austin, hot damn, you are me. And more deeply than that, he's a father and a husband and a grandfather, but they've had to put up with him being a Halloween costume or the butt of 1,000 jokes, and a wedding chapel guy and all that, and he's become that. But he was a true rebel and overwhelmingly a very spiritual person.
Them girls won't see you wiggle. Move, man.
What was that training like for you, to have to learn how to move like Elvis?
It was 2 years of doing nothing but that. I had some incredible people around me. Polly Bennett was my movement coach during, from the time that I got the part, and even before I got the part, I was working with a woman named Dana Wilson, and she helped me get the part, because I wasn't a dancer or a mover before, and so a lot of it was, in the beginning, it was just getting my body to be able to move in certain ways. I did everything from swing dancing to tap dancing to ballet, just a lot of different things to be able to have dexterity. And then it was studying all the influences that Elvis, all the people that he watched and was influenced by, and then getting incredibly meticulous about every performance that he did. And then at the end of the day, it's got to feel like it's spontaneous and happening right now for the very first time. So that's the tricky balance.
I'm on before the show, and nobody's gonna remember me. I need to get back to who I really am.
I wasn't setting out to do an Elvis biopic. I just thought he was an amazing canvas. This story is really the story of Colonel Tom Parker. Never a Colonel, never a Tom, never a Parker, played by Tom Hanks. Right, big plot twist. His effect on audiences is he goes, that is the greatest carnival act I've ever seen. And it's about the cell. It's about America's gesture, which is the cell, versus his other great gesture, the new and the soul. This struggle between art and commerce. And it can be good, but when it's only sell, then it can be very bad.
And then, it's this story that just kind of becomes about how exploitative it is.
Yeah. And you think about our icons, we always want them to do one more amazing movie or film or one more thing or stay young forever or just keep doing it. And what we don't realize is that they're just human beings. It's like Elvis says, it's so hard to live up to an image, you know?
Do you think for you, now that you know all this stuff about him and you've played him and you've sort of been in him, do you feel like he was ultimately a tragic figure?
I think that there was a lot of tragedy in his life. I think that it's tragic that he never got to tour the world. I think it's tragic that he passed away at 42. That is so young. And I think that it was a tragedy that he had a certain time in his life where he stopped being creatively challenged, where he had so much artistic brilliance, and then he was held in a gilded cage. That's tragic. I don't know if he was a tragic figure in general, but because I think he had so much extraordinary moments in his life and was such an extraordinary human. So that's that duality, you know, where he had great heights and great lows, and it was just a really intense life that he lived.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's Elvis Presley.